Right, your child can jump 2 reading levels in the last 6 weeks of summer by using this program that I have used with my kids and my students before. Now, I'm going to tell you exactly how to use this program so that you can get the most out of it and so that your child can really use these last 6 weeks of summer to improve their reading. And guess what? You don't have to do much. You're going to have to do some, especially in the beginning, but it's not going to require you to sit down with your child every single day. That's the awesome part about this program. Okay, one thing though, if your child is already on grade level, they're not going to jump up to reading grade levels because it takes a longer amount of time for children who are kind of already on level or above level to move than for children who are struggling. Just makes sense. There's just a lot more easier stuff for the kids who are struggling to learn and work on than the kids who are on grade level. All right, so the kids who are maybe on a first grade level but are on the third are in the third grade, or on kindergarten level and who are going into the first grade this September or August. These are the kids where it's really going to help them over the next few weeks to work on this program every single day. Now, also, it's going to help the kids who are on level or advanced as well, because they're going to be reading really hard, complicated text, and it's going to prepare them for the school year. It's going to blow their teachers away. So let's talk about it. All right, now, let me just talk real quick about access. This program is expensive. Okay, it's used in classrooms all across the United States. If you've ever heard your child say, I'm on a reading level F, or I'm in the group J, or something like that, that is this program. Other kids will tell you their like number, their test may say like a 2.3 or 1.2 or something like that. That's a grade leveling system and it's different, but they use the same sort of process. So this program, whatever like your school is using, this program is going to help your child. All right, let's look at it. Okay, so this is called Raz Kids. And here's how it works when they're testing your child. So there are a bunch of leveled books. And so we start from like grade level K and we go all the way up to Z, which is fifth grade. So you see there are random ones in here, right? P, U, Z1, etc. So the only thing that they do in order to find out what grade level your child is on is they give them like a kindergarten book. Read this kindergarten book, okay? If they pass it, they give them a first grade book. Read this first grade book. If they pass it, they give them a second grade book. If they fail the second grade book, then we know we're on a first grade level. Now, I'm oversimplifying that because there are levels within that level, but that's basically how this works. So, what we're going to do, you're going to have your child, if they're on a kindergarten level, there's like 18 to 20 books that they need to read in order to give them the skills to move up to a level mid kindergarten. So, I'm saying kindergarten, but there's really like early reader, early kindergarten, mid kindergarten, late kindergarten, early first grade, mid first grade, late first grade, etc. Right? So let's say your child falls in the late kindergarten, but they're going into first grade and you want to push them up a bit. They need to read those 18 books that are in the late kindergarten level in order to move up. And what we're hoping by doing this is that they will gain those skills that they need to pass that next level. Now, in terms of access, like I said, this is expensive. It's meant for classroom use. And so I just bought it for my virtual classroom of the people who are in my like my Zoom classes. Here are all their kids and my kids who are in my Zoom classes on demand, etc. If you haven't got that, email me. I know a couple of you are still waiting for their password, so that's coming too. But anyway, so we're dividing it up, right? 30 kids. I'm hoping that we'll get 30 because I just paid $238 or something like this for this program. We divide that. Each person pays $7. Now, what about you at home? First thing you can do is join my Facebook group, find a bunch of other parents to go in with you. If you join my Facebook group, you might be able to just join in with our classroom as well. I'm just trying to make sure I really stick to their terms of service because you have to have a class room in order to be like having 30 different kids like on there, right? Otherwise, you're an individual, so it should really just be like your kids or your family's kids or something like that. You can pay for the whole program if you'd like, 230 something dollars. I did that in the past because there was a free trial for like 30 or 60 days, and it was really good. I find this whole program very beneficial. It gives you so many resources, especially if you're homeschooling. It gives you just countless resources. But anyway, I digress. So if you're an individual by yourself, you can either pay for it, you can do the free trial for 14 days if you want to just get started right now, or you can jump over to my Facebook group and just ping me, and I can add you to our virtual classroom. Now, I don't know how many views this video is going to get. So if there's like 10,000 people, obviously I cannot do that. But I doubt it'll get that many. So just come on over to our Facebook group. I think it's called Reading with Akiba. I'll link it down below. All right, let me show you exactly how it works. I see some questions. I'm not going to be able to answer those right now, but I'll answer them afterwards. This will help dyslexic children as well. You'll see. Okay, so here's how it works. Let me make myself small. Okay, the website is called Reading A to Z. It's like this. But you see up here, they have like a bunch of different things: RAS Plus, Foundations, Head Sprout, Science A to Z, Writing, blah, 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 blah. You can use those for homeschool use. I just stick with the reading program here. It's very good. And a lot of people in the class that I'm doing now have said that their kids used it and it worked very well for them. So I trust this program. Okay. I don't want it to look like that. I want it to look like, okay, cool. Let's do it just like that. That's cool. All right. So that's what the program is called. All right. So once you've gotten like registration and everything taken care of, your child gets to this page. At the top is the classroom name. I'm just not sharing that. And so I did a sample for myself. And so a password will come up. You can do this on the iPad or tablet or just computer website. So you don't have to have a tablet. It's not an app. Is that the correct password? Yeah, it is. Okay. It looks a little bit different on the tablet. I wonder if I can pull it up and show you. It doesn't really matter. It looks slightly different if you're on the actual Reading A to Z app. But basically, the first thing that your child is going to see is this little avatar saying, hey, can you read something for me? It's a little reading task. As you see up here, it says it's a placement activity. So they're actually going to go through, give your child these little books that I talked about, right? Like the early kindergarten book, mid kindergarten book. They're going to give your child those books or passages, ask them questions about it. And if they pass, they'll give them the next one. If they pass, they'll give them the next one. If they don't pass, they determine that they're on the level before that. Now, this computer program is not an exact science. And so you actually have the ability to go in and change your child's grade level after you actually test them. But from what I saw, it's pretty much accurate, and it's not going to kill them if they're not on the exact reading level they're supposed to be, except if your child does not do the test correctly. So first time I gave it to a child in my life who shall not be named, this child just went through the test just because they wanted to get to the app and see what it was all about, because it was new to them, and they scored AA, which is like you can't read at all. But this child is going into the third grade. So I told him, hey, you have to go back and you have to actually do this. I had to reset the test. So if that happens and you're in my virtual classroom, just tell me, hey, can you reset my child's test, because they are like, it's showing that they're on a level AA. So anyway, when this screen pops up, have your child be serious about it and answer the questions. Oh, now I have to actually answer these questions in order to, I'm not going to do that. It'll take up too much time. But let's say I answered all these questions right. There are 5. It will go and it will give me an level like B test. And if I get that right, they'll give me the level C. So you should maybe get now that it might take a long time for your child to finish this if they're on a higher reading level. So just kind of sit in the kitchen with them while they're doing it. I just kind of encourage my girls, hey, they're testing like your reading level to see how much you know. So make sure you do your best. If you're tired, take a break. Don't just click through. Like, you really need to find the answers. Okay. So for my little niece who is entering first grade, we're working on her reading this summer. And so she couldn't even, she couldn't read these questions. She couldn't read all of this and she didn't understand the questions either. And so then obviously I said, it's fine. If you don't understand the questions, just put whatever. And then she just clicked A for everything and it put her on an AA reading level, which is perfect because that's where she needs to be. So now I'll show you what it looks like after they do the placement test. I guess I'm going to have to log out. Oops. Okay. Well, all right. So this is correct. I feel like that's not right. Hold on. Sorry. This is my other fake account. Okay. So now that they've done the test, you'll see there's two little rocket ships that they'll see. There's also a third one, and this third one is for assignments that teachers can give, and I'm not sure if parents can give assignments too, but I can assign specific books, which you'll see once we go in here. All right. First, let's talk about the reading room. Then we'll talk about level up, which is actually how their reading levels will improve quickly. If a child goes into the reading room, there's just tons of books in the reading room. The app looks a little bit better, by the way, but the website's not bad. So there's popular books that are on their level. By the way, I did this and I think I tested into a level K and then I just started pressing A, right? So these are level K books. If a child presses topics right here, you'll see they get a ton of books on adventures, animals, and insects, classic books. These are books that are around their level, cultures around the world. So there's just lots and lots of books for the children to be reading. If you go to leveled books, you'll see the one that's highlighted is the level that your child tested into. But we also want children to be reading books that are a couple levels above and a couple levels below their reading level. Early reading, if your child is an early reader, like my niece who's in kindergarten, or even younger than that, you'll see some of these books are very basic. They just go over the letter A and the sound of A. And then they have this awesome section of decodable books. So if you're doing the 100 Easy Lessons or reading.com, if you're really in the beginning stages of teaching your child to read, they have these like CVC books, which is awesome. And you're just going to have your child go through and read these on their own. They can listen to the book. They're not reading it on their own. They're actually listening to the book being read to them. But then after they listen, they can go back, they can read it, they can record it on their own. There are books in Spanish, etc. There's just a lot of books. They also have quizzes on, They also have quizzes on common trade books. And so how I used these in my classroom was if a child would read the book, it wasn't this program, but anytime a child would read like a trade book and they take a quiz on that, if they got 100% or 90% or something like that on the quiz, they would get a prize. So this is just an option, but this isn't the main way that I use this. So going back to this home screen, we're going to level up. So this is how they level up. As I said, there are, I believe, 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. There's 18 books on level K. And I can tell that I'm on level K because right here it has a K. And then it says I have 53 tasks left before I get to level L. If your child does all 53 tasks correctly, they most likely, when they go back to school, are going to test on a level L instead of testing on a level K. That's really big. That's a lot of progress, especially in a short period of time, and it can happen. Here's how you do it. Okay, so I did the first one as an example, but the first book in this level, and I remember when my kids were on this level a couple of years ago, and I remember going through Anna and the Magic Coat with them. And I remember Barack Obama. I don't remember the rest because I didn't go through the rest with them, but you should at least go through the first couple of books with your child, and I'll show you why. They click on Anna and the Magic Coat. The first thing they do is listen. They get 10 stars for listening, 5 for reading, and then 150 for taking and passing the test. So first they listen and just watch what happens. Why isn't it playing? I don't know if it's not playing because I'm on, it might not be playing because I'm streaming at the same time. But anyway, this book reads to them and it highlights every single word as it's being read. And it's reading with fluency and expression. And so I tell the kids, all right, you need to read just like the book is reading, right? Read with expression. If there are words in this book that you don't know, pay attention as the words light up. And so this is it almost feels like it almost feels like the child is being told to read by sight. And that's why it's so important that their reading education is paired with phonics instruction. And I don't mean that you have to be teaching them phonics every single day, but if they ask you about a word, tell them to sound it out, right? Tell them the phonics skill that they need in order to read that word so that they're not just trying to memorize what that word is. And if they are trying to memorize a bunch of words that are in the book, then maybe for some reason they tested too high and they need to be placed to a lower level. So, anyway, that's what will happen here. I'm going to try to pull it up on my iPad to see if I can show you guys in a bit. Let's see. Can I log out? Yeah, I might be able to show you just like this. Yes. Okay. Oh, wrong password. Sorry. I'm going to pull it up and show you guys right here. So let me make myself big. I just really want you to see what it does when they read. Okay. Here it is. And oops. Let's see.
Anna looked out her grandmother's window as dark clouds piled up in the sky. I hope it doesn't rain, Oma, Anna said.
Okay.
Remember what Opa told you.
Let me pause. So that's what it does. That's great, right? I love that it highlights every single word. So after that, they take, it's their turn to read. Let's go back to this page. So let's say they've read it. It's their turn to read and get their 50 points. So here's how this works. And this is really important, especially for kids who feel like they can already read very, very well. They give you attitude, they read quickly, they make lots of mistakes, they roll their eyes when you correct them, etc. It's really important that you tell them not to rush through this part. Don't just try to listen to the story real quick on your own and then read it back and record it without actually knowing every word in the text. Because if they do that, and this has happened before with certain children whose names I shall not mention, they rush through everything, right? They said, I'm done. I read it. I listened. I did the quiz to all 18 books. And then I test them. Sorry, you're still testing on this level because you didn't actually go through and really make sure you knew every single word or sound. All right. So they're going to record the book. And up here, you see this little recorder. I don't think it's going to work. Oh, maybe it, wait. That's it. Anna and the magic coat. Okay, so I recorded it earlier, and so it's replaying. So after your child records this book, actually it gets sent to the teacher, but also you can go back on here. You don't have to have the teacher log in. You can go back on here and listen to your child read and flip through and make sure that they read every single word correctly. And what I do, if my child read every single word correctly, I give them 100 more stars. And you're going to see what they can do with stars in a minute. Because normally I think, what did they get? 50 stars for sending in that recording. So if they read it, they get the stars. If they missed a word, or I can tell, like if they are struggling through that book, I'll say, send a message, you need to redo that book. That doesn't count, right? That one doesn't count because you're struggling through it. You don't know the words. You're tripping all over yourself. Go back and listen to that book maybe 2 or 3 times. I know it's hard. I know it's, really a struggle for you to do that, but you have to do it because you're struggling through the book. All right. So they send their recording to you /teacher/ you sit and listen to them in the moment, or you listen to them record. My kids love the recording part. They go into the bathroom, they have the iPad, and they're just sitting there like recording like it's the most important thing that they're doing. And they will sit there for a while. They will sit there for a good couple hours, I'm not gonna lie, and they'll just be recording themselves reading. And so that in itself is helping to improve their oral reading fluency. Okay. So look, instead of YouTube, you might as well put them on this, okay? So the last thing that they do is they take the quiz. You see the quiz is comprehension. It's worth 150 points. For the younger kids, the quiz is only 5 questions. Not the younger kids, but on the lower levels. And then I want to say third grade and above, it gets to 10 questions. Um, and I just want to talk about this part real quick. Um, oh, how do I do this? How do I do side to side? Okay, maybe like this. I don't know. Just want to talk about these comprehension questions because in the beginning it's pretty easy. In the earlier levels, it's like, okay, I won't say it's easy because I was doing one with my niece last night and the book, it kind of tricked her. Like the questions, a test is a test. So sometimes questions can trick kids and you just have to tell them what the question means, and that's okay. And go through it with them and explain it to them. But especially in the third grade levels and up, the kids are going to have to search for the answers. So this says at the beginning of the story, what made Anna think it would rain? Um, and if they don't remember, there's this book icon right here. It says review. They can click on that and they can go back to the beginning of the book. And it says Anna looked out her grandmother's window as dark clouds piled up in the sky. I hope it doesn't rain, Oma, Anna says. Now, in nowhere did it explicitly say what made her think it like that it was going to rain. But it says she looked up and she saw dark clouds piled up in the sky. So therefore you do that with your child. You tell them, "Hey, it's not exactly saying that, she didn't say like I think it's going to rain because there are dark clouds." But the text says she looked up, she saw those dark clouds, and after she saw those dark clouds, she says, I think it might rain. Okay. So that's how we know that's the correct answer. I don't remember all this because I did not. I'm just going to press whatever. I don't remember because I didn't. Oh no. Are they not letting me press done? I don't remember what happened in this book. Let's see. I think I have all the answers. I think I gave. Oh, this one. Okay. Once you've answered all the questions, you'll click done. Oh no, we got 4 out of 10. We did not pass. Try again. You don't get any stars if you fail like that. But if you answer most of the questions right, they'll let you like they'll take you back to the question that you got wrong and have you fix it. So right now I can't try again because 4 out of 10 means I really didn't understand. I really need to go back and reread. But if it were like 9 out of 10, a screen would pop up that has the questions and the answers. So get 150 more stars. Up here it is. Okay. Oh, so I was wrong. So even for 4 out of 10s, they do that. And here's the hint: tap the book above to help find the correct answer. Get all answers correct for a green check mark. So my guessing gave me this many, so I would go back here. And you see, they're not telling them the answer. It's just, here's the question you got wrong. Go back in the book and find the correct answer. So that's the part where you guys are going to have to sit down with your children for the first couple of days and show them how the program works, show them how to go back in the text and find their answer, show them what to do if they get stuck. Let them come to you and ask you because that's the only way they're going to learn. I know in the first few days it's going to be a lot, but believe me, do that for the first few days and then the rest of this summer, going into the fall, they're going to be able to do this program by themselves. It's going to be so awesome. And all you have to do is make sure you have the program installed in their tablet or on the computer. It's so great. Okay, so let me go back to level up and show you what happens when they get all the stars. So again, you see there's 53 tasks left. So that means for every single book, they have to do that. Oh, you can't see that because I'm not on here. There you go. There's 53 tasks left here to get to level L. Remember, for every single book, they have to listen or read, right? Listen to the text being read to them. They have to read it out loud and they have to answer those comprehension questions. Once they've done all of those, it's going to say, you've leveled up. You're now on level L. Okay, now what do they do when they get stars? Well, they go to their star zone. There's two things they can do. They can build their avatar, Okay, so I can buy these things, these different cute things for my avatar. No, I don't want to spend my money on that. Okay, sometimes there are seasonal things, so there's also always new and different things for them to do. Um, their avatars can look really cool, and like Christmas time, they'll have Christmas avatars, etc. So that they always have like they're always needing to read more to get more stars to spend more. And then up this is their, I don't know, it's kind of like a bedroom. I don't know why it's taking so long to load. It's kind of like a bedroom, and they can buy different things to decorate their bedroom. So they can buy little aliens and stuff like that. Okay. Messages, again, these messages are um, from the teacher. So, again, if my kids go in and they read something and they read it wrong, I can send them a message saying, hey, I can tell you did not listen to the book, or go back and listen again, or you seem to be struggling through this book. Can you listen and then re record it later? If you have any questions, come ask me. That's what I often put. Often in my messages, it's like, seems like you're struggling. I told you to ask me any questions that you have. So please come to me the next time, like you get to a word that you don't know. Um, and then stats just tells them overall their badges. So you see there are little badges that they can earn, like coming on and leveling up, or reading for 5 days in a row, etc. So that's it. And it's nothing like commercial or too fast. This shows them like how many more tasks they need to complete in order to level up. And when my kids, for us, when my kids level up, once they've read all those books, I retest them to see if they've truly leveled up. And if they have, they get a big prize, which for them is a unicorn. Where are these unicorns? They're normally all over the place. So they're really excited. They're these unicorns from Amazon. They love them. They think that they're special. And so these kids will get on this reading program every day. So that is it. I'm going to look at your questions now, but that was the first 30 minutes summarizing that. Okay. Oh, great. No, someone already answered them. What items do you recommend to put in the cart if you want to purchase the curriculum? Oh, good question. Let's go over to it. Um, so it's kind of odd. I need to message them because you see, I have Raz Plus, right? But with Raz Plus, it feels like you get the same things as with reading A to Z. Um, So I think like Raz Plus includes reading A to Z. Like I can go to resources, curriculum, and I can access this reading curriculum, right? So you don't need like Raz Plus and reading A to Z. Um, and that's what I'm thinking. Because if I go to reading A to Z, I don't have it. Let's see. Yeah, it's like the same stuff. Um, and Raz Kids is also the same thing, but this is just how to get to the kids login. So I don't know. I feel like Raz Plus contains everything that Reading A to Z and Raz Kids contains. Now it does not contain like vocabulary and the science. So you would have to add like the vocabulary. This vocabulary might be good. I might need to check it out. I haven't checked it out in years. Oops. Yeah. So you might have to, if you want the rest of the curriculum, you might have to add each one. But if you don't want that reading program, then you can just do reading A to Z for like the curriculum, for the reading curriculum. It's reading language arts. There's a lot of resources. What I like to do if there's like a something coming up like Labor Day, you can just type that in and you'll find books on different levels. See, these are the same books, but they're leveled, right? So in our classrooms, this is why it's really built for teachers, but it's so great for homeschoolers and parents too. I feel like hopefully everyone can get access. But in a classroom, you might have a fourth grade classroom, but kids are on different levels. So this talks about Labor Day on a second grade level, third grade level, and fourth grade level. So that way, I'm physically handing the same book to all the kids. Oh, Wait, you guys, oh yeah, you can see it. I'm handing the same book to all the kids, but it's on different reading levels. And they're going to ask them different questions at the end. So that's how, I mean, that's how I like to use this mostly. You can do MLK Day, things like that. If there's specific topics you want um, kids to learn about, they have so many topics here. Yeah. When we went to Korea, this is what I used. I didn't prepare anything. I just got on here, got a free 14-day trial. I probably have had like 6 free 14-day trials, but I have also purchased this for several years. Okay. Um, so I just typed in, I think I typed in high speed train because we took the high speed train and this came up. They have a couple different levels. And then I think I typed in Korea. I don't think there was a book on Korea. Wow. I don't remember which one we used. So it's very helpful for like random topics like that. So, okay. All right. The site again is called Reading A to Z or Learning A to Z, I guess is the umbrella company. Yeah. Learning A to Z. There you go. So that's it. Sign up. Um, Hit me up in the Facebook group if you want to join our virtual classroom. I think there are a few more seats. We'll see. Okay, I hope this was helpful. You'll see. I'm going to check back in 6 weeks, and you're going to see that these kids grew in their reading.